That bluefin tuna that you see Maui hoisting above his shoulder after getting off the Amigo out of 22nd Street Landing weighs 180 pounds. That is no small feat. Let's go back and see how he caught that thing and check him out headed for the parking lot.
Cool.
Holy. Bluefin tuna fishing in Southern California with Maui. You gotta love this.
Well, that doesn't look good. Looks like a boat, right? Trying to check this out. Here in Surfside, obviously some debris from the tropical storm that went through here in Surfside, California. Just washing up on the beach right now. And I thought I'd give you a look at it. Overall, things were pretty calm here in Surfside. The berms held up just fine. But obviously, one casualty here, at least one, from Tropical Storm Hilary. At least I'm guessing that's what
Back down the hatches, boys and girls.
Yes.
We got a tropical storm, hurricane coming.
Boo! I want to go fishing.
Fishing's really good right now. We should have went fishing. They're killing it out there.
We should do a 3-day in the hurricane.
Oh, God. Not that. CML baits.
Boat shoes.
Hey, boat shoes. Extra tough koozie.
To meet Steve and Dave in the background on our last Horizon trip. Steve has been ill and hasn't even been outdoors for several years, but he watches the morning briefing every morning, and he said to himself, I've got to go. Here's what happened.
Yeah. Stevie! Steve! Steve, good job, buddy.
Number 8.
Steve, thanks for being here.
Good to be here.
Great job. Good team.
That's right. Tuna bill, baby.
Here we are in Surfside, California. It is Sunday afternoon, and there is very little wind. In fact, less wind than a normal afternoon. Very light rain falling. You can see the surfers are taking advantage of that south swell that has moved in here. Yesterday, I was at Island Fishing Tackle. A guy ran in and said, please tell me where I can get lanterns. I know we're going to lose power. My son lives in Canyon Lake. He said they were completely sold out of water there in Canyon Lake because of the big hurricane that was going to hit Southern California. My son Philip fished Tanner Bank yesterday. Friends and family members were so upset with him because he was going out to fish in a hurricane. Will it never end? More hype than reality. Nice day here. Not much wind, not much going on. We'll see. We still have a little more time left for all of those who think this is yet another end to our world.
What are you waiting for? Get on the El Patron as she is all set to take you on the fishing adventure of your lifetime. Running out of 22nd Street Landing in beautiful San Pedro, California, they are really close to the tuna grounds. And with more tuna, dorado, yellowtail, and marlin moving into Southern California waters, this is the time to jump on the El Patron. 310-832-8304. Get on the El Patron.
Yeah, hold it on the rail for me. Hold it on the rail for me, yeah.
Shit. Hit it up, Mark. Go on, cool.
Holy. News ran this headline pointing out that Southern Californians are not only dealing with a tropical storm, but a massive 5.1 earthquake also. Jaime Herrera was at the tackle shop in Santa Barbara, California, hook, line, and sinker, and he recorded this dramatic earthquake video.
In the tackle shop, the jigs are rocking.
And here we have video from Surfside, California. Just how devastating this tropical storm has been. You can see how the local residents had to deal with it. Good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. It is so good to be here with you all as the tide is rising. I didn't realize it was going to come up this high. We'll get a little bit further into the report. There might be problems, and of course, in the background, I've got to thank my prop department for providing me with a sunken boat right after Tropical Storm Hilary went through here. Hey, it's great to be with you. We got a lot to talk about because there was some dramatic fishing going on right before the storm came through. We're going to postulate into the future. Think about what there might be heading our way as things could get very, very interesting really, really fast. Not much damage, if any, here in Surfside, California. You had a steady rain all night long. In fact, the rain just stopped a moment ago, but you can see the ocean is not that rough. We do have some windy weather out toward the east end of Catalina, extending out towards San Clemente Island. And this weekend, unrelated to the tropical storm, we're going to have more wind. I'm a little concerned about that. We'll keep our eyes on that and let you know how that develops, because Tanner Bank here in Southern California is where all that tuna fishing has been going on. Cedros Island seems to be okay. There was some damage. There was a lot of rain out there down the Baja Coast. Of course, we just had an effort where we sent down a lot of clothing to the wonderful people down there, thanks to all of you. Ensenada, same kind of a situation. Everybody seems to be okay. Some of the desert areas are experiencing flooding, and there's been some rescues, and for the most part, it has been not the cataclysmic event that some were prognosticating. All right, you know what time it is. Man, I'm getting lost in all this. It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Good morning. Good to be with you. Hit that like button. Share these videos. It means a lot to us. And also, tick the bell. You'll be notified when there's new content. And of course, subscribe to Friedman Adventure so you get more great content every single day. We got a lot planned for you in 2024. I know I'm jumping ahead a year already, but it's going to be great. It's already been a great. We just surpassed 3.6 million views, millions of views on our social media, 450,000 likes on TikTok alone. Man, I owe it all to you. It has been absolutely fantastic. And of course, we're looking forward to next year. Also, don't forget, we have some charters left this year. I left a couple of spots open on those charters, so make sure that you send me a text right now and I'll send you the list. You can look at it and see if you can make one of our final trips this year. It's going to be wild, I can tell you that. Tropical storms. My son Philip said he was looking down there around Cabo and it looked like another hurricane down below was starting to form. I haven't checked on that yet, but it's going to be crazy with all this warm water headed in this direction. We'll see what happens with all of that. So 657-227-6459. I will send you the list. We've got one more trip out of San Diego, a couple of 2-day trips out of beautiful 22nd Street landing in San Pedro on board the Amigo. Man, you know, I was talking to Mark Paisano last year. He goes, plan your trips for the fall. Do fall trips. And he was right. It's normally when you get your best weather, and it's normally when the fishing is at its best. So that should be good. And we also have a trip on the El Patron. It's a 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. All those trips are close to filling up. Send me that text this morning, and we'll get you out the list. All right, let's talk about an albacore that was kind of got lost in the shuffle for yours truly, but the Red Rooster 3 out there on Tanner Bank had another albacore. I think that's 5 this year in Southern California. Excuse me. I needed that. So 5 albacore does not a season make. I was predicting a lot more, to be honest, so let's hold my feet to the fire on that. We still have a ways to go, and it's not over with yet. So we'll continue to watch that for you very, very closely. Also, I don't know the origin of this, so I'm not pointing my finger at anybody. And if it works out to be true, so be it. But somebody put up a post of a private boater who was kind of fishing around the San Diego fleet. And they posted that they had 20 albacore. And it was just a shot of a bunch of albacore on the deck. And I'm like, well, that looks kind of phony to me. I mean, come on, you'd be holding up a fish. You'd want to be in the photo. And one of those San Diego-based sport boats, you're fishing around those guys, and you're a small private boater, and you get 20, and the Rooster gets 1, and nobody else catches any albacore. So I wasn't buying it, and I'm still not buying it. It's floating around out there. There's lat long numbers up there. I wouldn't run on those numbers if you paid me $1 million at this point. So who knows? Maybe it is true, maybe it's not, but it doesn't look to be the case. All right, so we have another albacore. Let's talk south of the border. There was some destruction down there where the infrastructure is not all that great. So once again, hopefully our brothers and sisters in Mexico are safe. We'll be shipping down more clothing and more items down there in the very near future. We already have a lot of stuff stockpiled up, and we're looking forward to doing that. So we'll take care of that. Now, fishing-wise, the San Diego-based boats and some Ensenada Pongueros had some extraordinary fishing right before this storm. And we're thinking it's warm water fish getting pushed up into our zone. We're really thinking that that is a thing right now. More dorado, more yellowfin tuna. A lot of bluefin that went on the bite. There was some extraordinary scores, and it was looking very, very good. Hey, Todd, good morning. I saw that, man. I ordered that for my video, so it's dramatic effect back there. Good morning. That is Todd. He's a great guy, always down here doing his thing, has a house in Costa Rica. Really super nice guy. Back to that fishing. It really looks good down there. A lot of dorado, a lot of yellowfin, a lot of that stuff. Now, was this just a coincidence? Was that it? The San Diego had limits of bluefin and a bunch of yellowfin, and the Sea Watch with limits of dorado, and some of the Pongueros out of Ensenada with similar catches? I don't think so. I think this is the real deal. I think this storm started to push that warm water up here, started to push some of those tropical and subtropical species up here, and God only knows what tomorrow will bring. A lot of boats are laying in today here in the LA Orange County area. I don't know if anybody's going to run, but it's certainly fishable for sure to get back to that bass fishing. But I think a lot of guys are going to lay in. If anything happens today, we will definitely let you know. We'll be watching that for you very, very closely, my friends. But I love what's going on. And then, you know, Tanner Bank is still the real deal, and I don't think that's going anywhere. The biomass of bluefin out there is incredible. Most boats that are fishing day and a half trips or above are limiting out on 20 to 80 pound bluefin tuna out there. And then at night, some of the guys that are fishing jigs, 300 to 400 grams, are doing really well on some exceptionally big fish like Maui had the other day on board the Amigo, like the Vagabond had, like several long-range boats had, like several other boats had at night, catching, you know, 150s, 200-pound bluefin tuna. There's some gorgeous fish out there, and you're fishing 200-pound leaders, and I like 130-pound spectra to get the job done nicely. So, wow, what an impressive bite that Tanner Bank bite is. There's a few big yellowtail in there, and there's even an occasional albacore, as evidenced by the Red Rooster 3 and their catch. So that is certainly very, very interesting out there, and that, I think, is going to continue to bite. It's been outstanding fishing out there in the area around Tanner Bank. So we also can talk about our island bite. As I said, Catalina Island, the east end, looks pretty unfishable right now. Doesn't look very good at all to me, but we'll watch that for you very, very closely. Cat has kicked out some yellows, just a few. Most boats over there with a handful. Bass fishing's been okay, and there's sheepshead, whitefish, rockfish, that kind of stuff going on. Down south of the border, Todos Santos, Barracuda, bass, bonita, that local bite's been outstanding down there in Ensenada. Up to Coronado Islands, I don't know, will that change? It could very well. I mean, we might have flatheads cruising all around there. More bluefin. There's been some bluefin hits, especially down around the rock pile. There's been a little bit of dorado, but at the islands itself, north, south, middle grounds, South Kell Bridge down to the pile, we've seen some good yellowtail action over there. I want to say a dozen to 50 yellows when you fish there. Fly line bait seems to be best of all. That works really, really well. And also, there's a little bit of barracuda, some good bass fishing, and some bigger bonita. So pretty good there. San Clemente Island, we continue to see some darn good bass fishing. Yellows are tough to get through the sea lines, but you can catch a few yellowtail there. Not all that great, not all that bad. In Channel Islands, we haven't seen a big sea bass hit or a white sea bass hit or a halibut hit, but we continue to see excellent rock fishing up there. And on their local scene, we continue to see a few barracuda, some good bass fishing, and also plenty of rockfish for the Island Spirit, the Californian. Those boats run out of Ventura Harbor sport fishing, 805-676-3474. Our local bite here has been stupendous. It's really been outstanding fishing here. We catch so much calico bass this year, so much sand bass. I'm talking about, in case you're joining us from some other part of the world, the Long Beach, San Pedro, Newport Beach areas are all within range of this incredible bass fishing this year. Sand bass have been taken on a rig that we call the reverse dropper loop. You can ask your crew member. I like fishing 15 pound. You can even drop down to 12. You can go up to 20 when it's wide open, even heavier than that. A good hot anchovy You choose a really good hot anchovy and you hook it up through the jaw, through the nose, drop it down to the bottom, and you're pretty much on. The calico bass bite also has been outstanding. We'll see if this tropical storm changed any of that. And of course, we'll be watching that very, very closely for you all tomorrow, as that's going to be a pivotal day. San Diego, great calico bass fishing all year long. And while the bite is not at its apex anymore, it's still quite good down there. Excellent bass fishing with those 1/2 and 3/4 days. And if they don't score on that, they're able to go out and catch some rockfish and do quite well on that. So, man, I'll tell you, it has been really an interesting 24 hours as a tropical storm blew through. It wasn't, as I said, the catastrophic event that many people were out buying all kinds of food and batteries and water. And in some areas I get that, but in other areas it just wasn't going to happen. You could look at the prognostication. Some people were claiming we're going to get hit by a hurricane. I'm not sure if it's news media misleading people, but I mean, if you know something about hurricanes, they draw their strength off hot water. We don't have that here. There's no possible way that that was going to manifest itself. Just wasn't going to happen. So I don't know if, you know, the legacy media's scaring you into more clicks. Used to be trying to sell newspapers. Now it's more clicks, or what it was, but it just didn't manifest itself here, at least in Surfside and several other areas. I know it did in some areas, and our thoughts and prayers go out to those people. All right, what else? Surf fishing. Man, perfect day to go surf fishing. If you're not on that boat back there, some really good Corbina fishing in the surf here. Take a trout rod, a small 1/2 ounce sliding egg sinker, Carolina rig, 6-pound test, dig up a sand crab or a sandworm, go down to Big Fish Bait and Tackle in Seal Beach, on the corner of Seal Beach and Pacific Coast Highway. Get your bait there. That's a surf fishing headquarters for SoCal, and fish here. And those fish, I mean, you see the boat there? I don't know if it's in frame or I'm standing in the way. Am I standing in the way? Anyway, see that boat there? Right there. Yeah, that's where you're fishing Corbina. Right in there in the shallows. Halibut fishing. Patrick, my son, hooked a big one the other day. That is a viable thing right now, so that is something else that you'll be able to catch. And then yellowfin croaker and spotfin croaker, which like to bite bait, and also some really good barred perch fishing. Nolian Jr. down there around Huntington has had some outstanding fishing on the perch. So, you know, if you're on a budget, or if you're not on a budget, I mean, I love surf fishing. Sometimes I'll pick it over anything else. I like kind of the solitude of it. You're alone, you get to think about whatever it is you want to think about. You're the captain. You go left, you go right, you fish here, you fish there, you cast long, you cast short. You get to make all the decisions, so it's all on you. And when you accomplish something, make a good catch, feels really good. So I love the surf fishing thing. All right, my friends, it is always great to spend time with you. Tomorrow is going to be a fascinating day. And if anybody pokes their nose out there today, I'll let you know. As you can see, there's no wind really to speak of here. It's a lovely morning. And of course, if anybody pokes their nose out, I'll be keeping an eye on it. We'll keep our eye on the albacore watch, keeping fake news out of this. That looked phony to me, but that 20 catch by a private boater it did not look real at all. Pretty bad. And also, we'll continue to monitor and watch everything else for you all. Hit that like button, share these videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. And if you want our charter list, 657-227-6459. Just send me a text, we'll fish together. I'll shoot a video with you in it. By the way, make sure you check out that video we did. It was outstanding fishing on board the Horizon out of H&M Landing. That was a lot of fun. And there were so many mini stories in there that I know you're going to enjoy. Have a great day as Valentino goes driving by, and I toast him because he's a heck of a nice guy. Good morning. We'll watch it very closely and keep you in touch with the very latest right here on the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and I think that's it. Have a great day, my friends. Take care, and I hope to see you really, really soon.